You've lived long enough to know that life doesn't always make sense until suddenly, one day, it does. In Buddhism, there is a powerful teaching that explains why clarity often arrives only after we reach 60. Let me share a story that may help you understand your own journey in a new light. Have you ever felt a quiet shift within you? A subtle but profound change in how you see the world, especially in these later years? Perhaps it was after retirement, or when children left home, or maybe after a moment of unexpected stillness. It's as if the hurried river of youth and middle age, with its many currents and distractions, begins to widen and the waters calm, allowing you to see to the bottom for the first time. The world doesn't necessarily change, but your perception of it does. You start to see patterns, connections, and a deeper meaning that often eluded you when life felt more like a race. In our Buddhist tradition, we often speak of the stages of life not as a ladder to be climbed, but as a journey through different landscapes. The early years are like venturing into a dense forest, full of new discoveries, exciting paths, but also thick undergrowth that can obscure your view. We gather experiences, knowledge, possessions, and responsibilities, like a traveler loading their backpack. We strive, we achieve, we sometimes stumble, always looking for the next thing, the next milestone. But as the years pass, especially as we cross the threshold of 60, something beautiful begins to happen. The forest canopy thins, and you emerge onto a clearing. The weight in your backpack might not feel so necessary anymore. Do you sometimes wonder why the anxieties that once consumed you no longer hold the same power? Why small moments of peace, a quiet cup of tea, the laughter of a grandchild, or the simple beauty of a sunset, suddenly feel so much richer, more meaningful than grand achievements once did? This is the clarity we speak of. It's not about finding new answers to life's grand questions, but rather about the old questions dissolving, because you've seen through the illusions that created them in the first place. Consider the story of an old potter named Cato. All his life, Cato dedicated himself to his craft. He made thousands of pots, each one a testament to his skill and effort. He worried about the clay, the firing, the glaze, and whether his pots would sell. He often felt a knot in his stomach, a tension in his shoulders, always striving for perfection, always concerned about the next market day. He believed his happiness depended on producing the most beautiful pottery. But as Cato grew older, his hands became a little less steady, his eyesight a little less keen. He could no longer work with the same frantic energy. Initially, this brought him great frustration and sadness. He felt he was losing himself, losing his purpose. Have you ever felt that profound sense of disorientation, perhaps when a long career ended or when physical abilities started to change? That feeling of losing a part of who you thought you were? Cato sat by his kiln one evening, feeling the warmth on his face, listening to the gentle crackle of the wood. He picked up a simple, unglazed bowl, one he had made decades ago, not perfect, with a slight wobble. Instead of judging it, he simply held it. And as he held it, he remembered the joy of shaping the clay, the feeling of the earth beneath his fingers, the simple act of creation itself. He realized he had spent so much of his life focused on the outcome, the perfect pot, the successful sale, that he had forgotten the process. This is a profound insight. After 60, many of us begin to shift from being solely outcome-oriented to appreciating the process of life itself. We learn to let go of the need for constant striving, for external validation, for the perfection we once chased. We start to understand the truth of impermanence. Everything changes. Our bodies change. Our roles change. Our loved ones change. This truth, which can seem daunting in youth, becomes a source of liberation in later life. When you deeply understand that everything is fleeting, you stop clinging so tightly. And when you stop clinging, clarity emerges. The mind, no longer burdened by attachment and resistance, becomes still, like a placid lake reflecting the sky. Pause and breathe with me now. Feel your breath, a gentle reminder of life's continuous flow, of constant change. Each inhale is a new beginning, each exhale a gentle release. For many years, Kaito had believed that the more pots he made, the happier he would be. But in his later years, he found joy not in production, but in presence. He found joy in the smell of the wet clay, the warmth of the sun on his face as he sat by the river near his home, the quiet conversation with a neighbor. He found joy in simply being. What if this stage of life, with its slower pace, with fewer demands from the outside world, is a gift, an invitation to truly be, an invitation to rediscover the simple, unadorned beauty of existence? We spend so much of our lives accumulating knowledge, wealth, experiences, memories. And there is value in that. But the wisdom that often arrives after 60 is the wisdom of letting go. It is the realization that true peace is not found in adding more to our lives, but in gently releasing what no longer serves us. This doesn't mean we stop living or engaging with the world. Quite the opposite. When the mind is clear, when the heart is unburdened, we can engage with life more fully, more authentically. We can offer our wisdom, our compassion, and our presence to others without the hidden agendas or anxieties that once accompanied our actions. But let me share a parable that might surprise you. A young monk once asked his master, "How do I find enlightenment?" The master simply said, "Walk." The young monk walked for many years, searching, seeking, traveling to distant lands. He returned, tired and disheartened, and again asked, "Master, I have walked everywhere, and I have not found it." The master smiled gently and replied, "You were looking for it. True understanding isn't found in looking, but in seeing what is already here." This echoes the experience of many who reach this beautiful stage of life. We spent decades looking for happiness, for purpose, for peace, in careers, in relationships, in achievements. And then, one day, we stop looking so frantically. Perhaps because our energy naturally shifts, or because we've seen enough of the world to realize that the treasure isn't out there. It's here within us, in the present moment. It's in the quiet hum of your own being, in the gentle rhythm of your breath, in the simple act of truly listening. Do you sometimes wonder why the smallest gestures of kindness or the beauty of a simple flower now bring tears to your eyes? This sensitivity, this openness, is a sign that your heart is softening, that the protective layers built up over a lifetime are gently peeling away, revealing the tender, compassionate core within. This is not weakness. It is profound strength. It is the strength of vulnerability, of being fully present with life as it unfolds, without judgment or resistance. What if there was another way to look at this stage of life, not as an ending, but as a profound new beginning? A beginning where you are truly free to be yourself, to explore new passions, or simply to rest in the quiet wisdom you have accumulated. This clarity after 60 allows you to see your entire life, not as a series of disconnected events, but as a flowing narrative, a rich tapestry woven with threads of joy and sorrow, success and struggle. And from this vantage point, you can discern the profound lessons embedded in every experience. You can see how every challenge shaped you, how every relationship taught you, and how every moment contributed to the unique person you are today. I invite you to share in the comments your own story, a moment when clarity arrived for you, perhaps unexpectedly, after many years. Your insights can be a source of comfort and inspiration for others on this shared journey. This stage of life, dear friends, is not about becoming less. It is about becoming more truly, profoundly ourselves. It is about understanding that true legacy is not what we leave behind in terms of possessions, but the wisdom, compassion, and presence we embody and share. The clarity that blossoms after 60 is a gift, an opportunity to live the remainder of your days with an unparalleled sense of peace, purpose, and understanding. May you continue to walk this path with an open heart, a clear mind, and a gentle spirit. May you find serenity in every breath and wisdom in every moment. May you be well, may you be peaceful, and may you live with ease.